Now, what will you do if your landlord refuse to renew your house contract? Or probably you want to rent a house for the first time and you don't know how house contract actually work. I will advise you to listen to this video. Now, there are 5 types of house contract you can get here in Italy, but in this video we'll be talking about one, which is the contratto di affitto a canone libero 4+4, which is the normal contract most people normally have here in Italy, which is the 4 years contract. We call it 4+4 because that 4 years contract can actually allow you stay in that house for 8 years. So the first 4 years you can stay there. After that first 4 years, the contract will automatically renew itself for another 4 years without you going to beg the landlord or without the landlord coming to meet you. Naturally, the contract is supposed to renew itself for another 4 years. But the landlord of the house can tell you, I don't want you to stay in this house again for the many 4 years. But before the landlord can do that, he has to meet some requirement that is required by the law. If the landlord did not meet that requirement, he cannot tell you that you cannot stay for the remaining 4 years. So this video is just for tutorial purpose. I'm not saying you should go and fight your landlord. I'm just trying to educate you on how this contract actually work. So what will now happen before the landlord can tell you that you cannot stay for the other 4 years? The landlord must first of all notify you 6 months before that first 4 years expire. Before it expire, must notify you in writing, telling you that he doesn't want you to stay for the remaining 4 years, and he must also give his reasons. So if the landlord did not notify you 6 months, maybe the landlord now notify you 2 months to when that contract want to expire, the landlord has lost the right to tell you not to stay in that house. So the landlord cannot stop you from staying in that house if he did not notify you 6 months before. Aside that one, even if he notify you, there are some certain reasons that the Lord permits the landlord to have before he can ask you to leave that house. Number one is if the landlord himself want to come and stay in that house. In that case, he can tell you to leave after your first 4 years contract. Second reason is if he wants to give that house to any of his relatives, maybe his brother, sister, children, yes, he can also tell you to leave that house. 4 is if the landlord want to sell that house, he can also tell you to leave. Then the fourth one is if the landlord want to renovate that particular building, maybe the house is no more habitable and the man want to do a massive renovation, he can tell you to leave that house. These are the 4 major reasons that the law actually permit, although there are other little reasons. So in that case, if the landlord now tell you the reason, because he must state the reason in that letter that he will send to you 6 months to the expiring of your contract. If the landlord give you that letter, what I will advise you to do is to take that letter to a lawyer. Let the lawyer study that letter and see if the reason that the landlord gives actually is the reason that the law actually permits. So if the reason the landlord give telling you that you cannot stay again for the other 4 years, if it's not what the law permits, meaning the landlord will not be able to tell you not to stay in that house, meaning you now have right to stay in that house for another 4 years. So some landlord might think you don't know the law, maybe because you greet the landlord or you don't greet the landlord well, or you have one or two little misunderstanding, and just because of that and say, okay, after the first 4 years, I will not renew your contract. Some landlord can take advantage of our ignorance. I'm not talking to people that don't pay your house rent. If you don't pay your house rent, after 6 months, the man can ask you to go. So I'm talking about those that pay their house rent and you are meeting all the rules and regulation of that particular house. So if the landlord just have one or two misunderstanding with you, maybe you dey craze, you dey mad, those small type of argument. Because of that, he now want to drive you away from the house. The law does not actually permit it. You can actually stay in that house for the first 4 years and automatically stay again in that house for another 4 years, except the landlord meet some of these requirements which I just stated. So if they give you a sack letter, a quit letter, I will advise you to take that quit letter to a lawyer to study it if the landlord actually follow the procedure or follow the law, and the rest of you to just accept it and start running up and down looking for house, because getting a house now is very difficult. So please make sure you share this video so that we get to as many people that might not be aware. Thank you and God bless you. Now I want you to use tap send. That happens to be the best app you can ever use to send money to your loved ones in Nigeria, with a very high exchange rate, the highest as of today. And the good thing about it is that if you put my promo code Heroes TV or capital letter, they will even dash you €5 in your first transaction, and you don't also need to pay anything to transfer that money from here to your loved ones in Nigeria. Go and download tap send from your Play Store, from your Apple Store, or from the link in the comment section of this particular video. Thank you and God bless you.